Hey guys, we're live.
Hello everybody, welcome to Live at 5, this wonderful Tuesday, September 19th.
I'm Paul Montora.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we have news, but we also have an amazing Broadway star. Tony winner, Ruby Manger is here.
Yes!
She's back at Feinstein's 54 Below. We're very excited to have her here. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
I know you have questions. You can start sending questions, but there's news, right?
Yeah, let's get to some news
well,
so that
big
we can
news.
get to. Big news, yes. So first of all, Betsy Wolfe, who is currently starring in my wonderful Waitress.
Are we okay?
This guy, sorry, in my wonderful Waitress. She was supposed to move on to the Carousel revival, but that is no longer because of a scheduling conflict this fall, which is really sad. No replacement has been named for the role of Carrie Pepperidge, but the show will still start February 28th, 2018 at the Imperial Theater, opening April 12th, but without Betsy Wolfe.
We don't really know much more than this.
No.
We don't know what the scheduling conflict is. Maybe we'll get word of that.
Yeah.
But this is a great role.
It's a great role.
So I'm
really
sure
excited
a lot of actresses woke up to this news, called their agents. This is the role that won Audra McDonald a Tony Award.
That's right, yes.
The first of 19.
It's a great role.
And yeah, so that's exciting.
So yeah, we'll find out who it'll be soon.
So Prince of Broadway is obviously at the Friedman, the MTC production, Prince of Broadway. It has now extended through October 29th. It was supposed to play through the 22nd. One extra week to see all those amazing people sing all those amazing songs. It's truly a Broadway greatest hits extravaganza.
It is.
And then The Children will open December 14th, and that's a show coming over from London.
Yes.
And then after that, we have St. John with Condola Rashad in the spring. So that's the
Yes.
rest of the MTC season.
So excited for that as well. John Stamos, who we all know and love, he is going to be playing Willy Wonka in what is being described as a live-to-film celebration of the movie version of Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So they're going to be singing the songs from the movie like The Candyman and Pure Imagination, but a few stars are involved with this. You've got Ingrid Michaelson, who's just in The Great Comet. She's joining as well. Finn Wolfhard, who is the kid in Stranger Things.
Not Finn Whitrock.
Not Finn Whitrock.
Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard.
Wolfhard.
Yes.
He's one of the kids in...
He's in It. He's in
in
Stranger
It. We were
Things.
just talking about It.
We were. Giancarlo Esposito, El King, and Weird Al Yankovic is going to be playing the Oompa Loompas. So if that hasn't sold you, I don't know what it is.
When is that happening?
That is happening November 3rd and 4th at the Hollywood Bowl over in La La Land.
Cool.
So.
Another fancy thing, another fancy event, October 27th at Carnegie Hall, the New York Pops will have their concert with Matt Doyle and Ali Ewald. This is an exciting duo. It will celebrate the centennial of the birth of the orchestra's founder, Skitch Henderson. And it will play at Carnegie Hall's Stern Auditorium. And Matt Doyle, of course, is in A Clockwork Orange, which I believe is opening Monday, I
believe so. I'm so excited
And
to
Ali
see it.
Ewald is, of course, Christine in Phantom of the Opera. So that's an exciting
Absolutely. Not
young
to be missed.
duo of talent.
Speaking of some Spring Awakening alums, Skylar Aston and Krista Rodriguez are doing Teresa Reback's play, What We're Up Against, off-Broadway.
What are we up against?
What are we up against? Apparently, they're up against gender politics in the workplace.
Who isn't?
It's a black comedy, right? So it also has Broadway.com fresh face, Jim Perrick, who is in Of Mice and Men in that show, True
I loved
Blood.
him.
Yes,
He was
he's
fantastic.
wonderful.
He's great.
Yeah, and so that begins previews October 28th at the WP Theater, and it'll open on November 8th.
If you guys are fans of podcasts, and of course,
who
isn't a fan of podcasts? Matt Roden, the man behind the board over here, our content producer, he is hosting a new Broadway.com podcast. We finally have an actual Broadway.com podcast called The Sit Down, and it will premiere tomorrow. Everywhere you can find podcasts.
Everywhere.
I like how Matt says that.
Everywhere.
Everywhere you can find them. And there will be new episodes.
Right?
and basically, it's great interviews. It's great Broadway.com interviews, but you can listen to them anywhere, and you don't have to look at us. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there will be new episodes. So that's exciting.
That's
so
so
subscribe.
cool.
Please subscribe.
Yes. Follow us along. The 31st annual Broadway Flea Market and Grand Auction is coming up. It will be Sunday, September 24th. And we announced there were some stars announced for it. You've got Bernadette Peters, of course, Stephanie J. Block, Christy Altamar, Donna Murphy, Billy Porter, and brand new Broadway.com video blogger Will Rowland from Dear Evan Hansen. It's where it always is. Schubert Alley, 45th Street, raising money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. So make sure you stop by. I think we're going to be there a little bit, right?
We'll be there.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
You'll see us. And just a little bonus, speaking of Christy Altamar, a new episode of Royal Misfits just went live.
Somebody just tweeted at me and said, you know when you do that thing on Twitter with the claps, like, where is the new
demanding
episode?
it of you. Yeah, well, it's there.
So it's up?
Now, episode 5.
Go watch it. But
Go
watch
see it.
this first because we have Ruby Manger here right after the break.
Go ahead, throw your rocks at me.
Baking a pie is easy, if you know how.
I'm still standing.
If only life were as easy as pie. Waitress is a hit, raised the New York Times, with songs by Grammy-nominated artist Sarah Bareilles, an uplifting celebration of love and laughter. Sugar, butter, flour.
Let your fantasies unwind at the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway.
Hey guys, we are back on Live at 5, and I am joined by a true Broadway star. Tony winner Ruby Manger is here.
Thank you. Oh,
Very
man.
exciting. We don't often get big stars here on Live at 5, so it's exciting to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here. I got lost getting here.
Oh,
It
I'm
took
so
me a
sorry.
while. It's all right. I get a little dizzy on rainy days.
Oh, of course. It
so
is
it's
rainy in New York today.
Perhaps my fault, but
We'll send you a car next time.
yes,
Next time
thank
a
you.
car.
Oh,
Next
that
time
would
a
be
car.
lovely.
So you are back at 54 Feinstein slash.
The slash.
The
is
slash is
true.
important.
That's new and true. Yes.
54 Below. And now the
Yes.
show, I don't like the name of the show because it's called Ruby Manger Live, a farewell engagement.
Yes.
Is that a threat? Is that a truth? What is that?
Well, I always feel I'm at the age where it's time to say goodbye. And so I feel when I can say goodbye to my audience in a farewell engagement, it's special. I've done about 6 farewell engagements, so it's hard to say when it'll finally be the end, but this may be the last one.
Wow.
You know, I don't know. We'll see.
So what do you love about 54 Below, Feinstein slash?
Oh, I love the macaroni and cheese.
Oh my God, so good.
I love that it's dark. It's nicer for my eyes. It's nice to be in a basement. For me, it holds a lot of memories.
Yeah.
You see, I partied a lot at Studio 54.
I've heard.
back
This
in
is
the
legendary.
Day. Yes, yes. It's one of my favorite things to talk about, you know, because if not for the stories, where would we be, you know?
Now wait, you actually partied with one of my favorite people that I really wish I had met.
Who?
Mr. Truman Capote.
Oh
Is it
my
true that
God,
you
yes.
knew True?
That's right. Me and True go way back.
Really?
We had some times in that basement, that very basement of
What would
Studio
happen down
54.
there? Tell us what would
Well,
happen down there.
let's see. I would sometimes, Truman Capote and I would always initiate the games of human Jenga.
Oh.
With Frank Sinatra. Sometimes Orson Welles would roll in, but he was more of a bowling ball and knock the pins over and the game's out. But, you know, one time, speaking of Orson, I once saw him drink an entire bottle of vodka, but the bottle itself as well as the liquid. And his insides were so acidic that it just dissolved and he was fine. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Now,
But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, those are amazing times, and it's so
Oh,
great that you got to
it's
live
beautiful
that.
times, yeah.
But do you ever have like flashbacks when you're on stage in that room performing? I mean,
Oh, yes, I sometimes black out on stage. It happens often, but I think that's part of the fun, you know?
Yeah.
When you have people, like I have a wonderful band with me, and
Yeah.
I have my co-star Randy Newman.
oh yes.
He's at the piano.
Well, Randy Newman
and-
kind of gave you your start, didn't
Yes,
he?
we go way back.
Yeah.
We met in about 1968.
Wow.
And we've worked together ever since for all these years. And,
Wow.
you know, he's my emergency contact. He gave me a kidney, and I'm very grateful for him forever. Yes.
Now, how do you sustain a career? I mean, you've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
How do you stay strong? How do you stay motivated? How do you get yourself up on stage still?
Well, Quaaludes help. But truthfully, I just try not to think about age or my
Yeah.
body and time. I just always say, pay attention to me, you know? And that's my desire. It fuels you for years and years, decades even, you know, that desire to just have people pay attention to you, you know?
It motivates people for an entire career, yes.
Yes, I think so. I think artistically, when you don't really know what you're going to say next, but you know you're being watched, you'll just kind of click into it. You say, "Pay attention to me while I cry. Pay attention to me while I dance." You know.
So Ruby, where is your Tony Award? You didn't bring it.
No, I actually don't have either of my Tony Awards anymore.
Oh.
I have two. The first, as you know, was when I won for Trudy the Blind Ghost in the Broadway musical I See You, Not Really, but you know what I mean.
Which actually won Best Musical as well, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
But it hasn't really come back.
No, I think it's due for a revival. Yeah, that would be very lovely.
Who would play the goat? Who would play Trudy if you did it now? Do you have any casting ideas, or could you still do it? Or?
It's hard. I'd like to still do it, but I don't know if my knees can take it.
Right.
It's a lot of ghost movement, so you have to move, flow a lot, and my body is more rigid these days. So
right.
Maybe a Casey Levy.
Casey Levy, when she's done with Frozen.
Yes, I always like her.
I like her too.
She's someone I like to hang out with, I think.
So there's a second Tony.
Yes, I won my second Tony for my role as the mother in the play Mother May I.
Oh.
I could give you my famous line from the
Please,
play if you'd
please
like. So you have to say, you have to feed me my line. You say, "Mother May I."
Mother May I.
No, you may not!
Wow.
Thank you.
I mean, the power, it's still there.
Thank you.
It's still there.
Thank you
It's
so
still
much.
there. Now, the funny thing is, I actually discovered you, I'm a big Broadway fan, and I
Yes.
love your Broadway work now, but I actually discovered you from Inside Roberta, the movie Inside
Oh,
Roberta. That
Inside
was like,
Roberta.
yeah, that was actually like the thing that was like and then I was like, oh my God, she can sing and dance too.
Oh, that touches me to my core. That was me and Jean Dijon.
Yeah.
We starred in that together. It was a Woody Allen-esque pseudo-Parisian film, really about what happens when you're inside Roberta, both physically and in her heart.
Right, take that as you need to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all that.
Yes.
It's all that.
That's right.
Yeah, it wasn't as big of a hit as it should have been.
No, it was rejected from Sundance, and then it just
Right.
became a cult classic at home screenings.
Yeah,
So you
home
really
screens where
got
I
into the
discovered it on a
cult,
home screen
yeah.
when I was a little boy.
That's right.
Now, I know there's a lot of fans watching who are big fans of the American Pie musical.
Oh,
you were
yes,
in American
yes,
Pie.
Yes, me and Alan Keith-Lorraine.
Yes, and you played Stifler's mom, which is
Stifler's
like
mother.
the role.
It is the role of
That
the
is the.
show,
I
yes.
I've always. I mean, no Tony nomination.
No, surprisingly.
Yeah, that was
a beautiful
definitely
show.
a snub.
Yeah.
You were so sexy in that role.
Thank you so much.
Was it fun? Stifler's mom is quite. I
It
mean,
was
Jennifer
very
Coolidge,
fun.
of course,
Yes,
played it on
my
screen.
My favorite.
Yeah.
It was very fun. It was very exciting. For me, it was a lethargic time in my life. I was very addicted to bagels at that point,
Right.
and I was hiding bagels around the set.
What's
so I
your
would never have
go-to
to-
bagel flavor?
Everything bagel.
Everything.
They're everything to me. It's I love everything with a scallion cream cheese, just coated lightly and toasted, and
Yeah.
just New
Yeah.
York is good for a good bagel.
So you would hide them around the stage.
Yes, because I didn't want to go a scene without snacking, but if you know the show, I am only in one scene.
Right.
So I'd
Yeah.
sometimes just be on stage eating, and I'd got in trouble for that.
Right,
But
right.
we do what we can, and that's what I wanted to do.
And you've been very honest about your rehab, and
Yes.
you've definitely been very open about this.
Yes, I feel that I'm in a good place now to talk about it, and they all are connected to very fun times, each of the drugs I tried. So, I think it's something to celebrate. Don't follow in my footsteps necessarily,
No.
but I have some fun stories from it. Yeah, and that's kind of related to both times when I lost my Tony, were times where my head was not so
Wow.
so there.
Wow, so if anyone knows where they are,
Yes.
I mean,
One was, I think, in the Washington Square Park fountain, but that was late 70s, so
Right.
who knows at this point.
that's probably gone.
Yes, and the other one I brought to an Eyes Wide Shut party
Oh,
and lost it there. So
what is an Eyes Wide Shut party? Is that
Well,
similar to the movie? Like
I think,
a
yes,
sex
a lot
party?
of masks. And,
A lot of
you know,
masks.
yes,
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't really know how I ended up there, but I always say yes,
So do you want to come back to Broadway? Everyone, you know, that's something that everyone always says. It's
Oh,
like,
yes.
Ruby, when will we be back? Is this something you would be open for?
I would love to. I think it would be wonderful to be back, but I'd like to be back in a comfortable way. You know, I do a lot in this show, and it really takes it out of me. So I'd love to do any productions where I can be in a wheelchair or a jazzy scooter.
Yeah.
Something where maybe it's a new concept where everyone is in chairs the whole time instead of everyone plays instruments.
Well, yeah, oh,
You know,
right,
one
yeah.
of those
I mean,
kind
I
of
feel like they should be
concept
able to,
musicals.
they should be able to work around you. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you're worth it.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Maybe with the next round of Hello Dolly, we can just all be on couches. I'm in for that.
So when you put together a show like this, and especially if you call it a farewell engagement,
Yeah.
how do you decide what your set list will be? How do you know what you're going to do up
That's
there?
been a real challenge,
Yeah, I'm
Paul.
sure.
It's been a real challenge. I think what I had to do is I wanted to span the timeline of my life and career. Some songs are from all the musicals I did. Some I had written just for me by wonderful contemporary composers like Arnold Dumps is a wonderful one who wrote one of my first songs in the show. And then I kind of just choose based on what makes me happy. I do Everybody Says Don't because I've always loved that song.
Of course.
And then we end with a big, very unexpected number. I don't want to give it away.
Well,
but
then it would be unexpected.
yes, there's fast rapping involved, which I learned from the modern children.
The modern children. Well, you definitely do keep up. I mean,
I try.
I've seen you
Yeah.
sing some modern songs.
I'm still out on the town sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Where do
I
you
try
go
to-
now?
The meatpacking district.
Oh, so that's where they go. Yeah.
Marquee, is that?
Sure.
I had my granddaughter drag me there once. It's very loud, but I love to dance.
What about guest stars? Are there guest stars in your show?
There are.
Yeah.
We have Alan Quiche Lorraine.
Yes, of course.
We have the wonderful Jean Dijon.
Uh-huh.
We have Sharon Coco Van.
Uh-huh.
And Randy Newman.
Yeah.
And we have a brilliant 8-piece orchestra
Wow.
with
At
Charlie Rosen.
Feinstein's. Oh,
yes,
amazing.
Charlie
Yeah,
Rosen
it's amazing.
orchestrations. They're
Amazing.
beautiful.
Is it easy to get people to say yes to do your show? I mean,
You know, I've done so many favors over the years
Yeah.
that I do find people are willing to say yes. Blackmail goes a long way also.
Matt wants to know if you have a dream role. Is there
A dream role?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You know, a lot of people say their dream role hasn't been written yet.
People do say that a
People
lot
say
in
that
this
a
very
lot.
in this very chair.
I feel like that's just a cop-out.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But unfortunately, a lot of my dream roles, I've passed the age-appropriate.
Not necessarily.
You know,
You look great.
Thank you so
look
much.
great.
Thank you. I use a lot of oils and needles for things.
It's
you
working.
know. Thank you.
Oils and needles.
Yes. So my dream role, I feel like a Fanny Bryce is one I never got to
Sure.
do. So maybe we do an old Fanny, maybe funny girl on couches.
Just do funny lady.
Maybe
She's a
the
little
funny
older and funny
lady.
lady.
Yes.
That's appropriate.
Still funny lady.
Let's do funny lady.
Yes.
What about young talents out there? Are there any young Broadway talents that you like or people you've seen out there?
Yes. I like that Taylor Trench.
Oh,
I've
yes.
heard he's wonderful.
Fantastic.
And Casey Levy, I don't know why I like her so much. She's just so beautiful,
She's-
so charming.
yes.
Love that voice. I used to be able to hit those notes, but
I just saw her in Frozen. I
How
saw her.
was it?
Oh, she's fantastic. Let it go. I mean, fantastic.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Yeah.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite. I love watching Disney films.
Do you?
Yes, mostly when high.
I think a lot of people agree with that
Yes.
statement. Well, who would play you? If we were going to make
Oh.
your story,
Oh my gosh.
who could play you? Do you
Who
know
could
anyone?
play me? I feel like I'd like to see Brian Darcy James take on the role. He could do anything.
I agree. He could do anything.
Yes.
I love that idea.
Yes, I'd like to see someone like him just really tackle my life and career
Yes.
because it's complex and
Yeah.
it's dark and it's exciting and he's charming.
Have
And
you ever-
it means we just have to spend time together because I'd have to give him all my information.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's really what I'm looking to do.
Okay, so we have to go, unfortunately. I could talk to you for
so
hours.
wonderful to
It's
be
been
here
such a
with
treat
you.
to say that I met you and that to get to talk to you
It's
like
my
this.
honor.
You are September 25th at 9:30
That's right.
at Feinstein / 54 below. The
Yeah.
mac and cheese is incredible.
Try it. Oh,
And so's the talent.
it's gonna be
So good. Is there anything final you want to say to the people?
I'm watching all of you. I love you. You look beautiful. Go have a wonderful snack.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Ruby, for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll be back tomorrow, live at 5, with another amazing guest. Maybe not an icon, but a great guest.
Goodbye.